Hi everyone, my name is Christina and I'm an implementation consultant at Prosymmetry. In this video, I will be reviewing how to configure timesheets for your timesheet users in Tempus resource. In Tempus, you can configure which assignment options are available to timesheet users, customize how timesheet entries can be made, control available timesheet views, and much more. So let's take a look at how this works in Tempus. To configure how timesheets should appear and behave for your timesheet users, you will do this in Admin Settings and then in Timesheet Settings. We will be walking through the different tabs with different settings to review what each setting means. I will also have a second window open displaying a timesheet so you can see what each setting relates to in real time. Now on the left, I have a window showing you the timesheet settings tile, and on the right, I have an example of a timesheet that your end user would see. Starting on the left on the Global tab within Timesheet Settings, let's walk through each one. The first one, Save Approved Timesheets to Project Actuals, is very important because this is what enables your approved timesheets to flow into your actuals dataset throughout Tempus so that you can compare them to planned allocations. Write weekend data into the work week. This toggle means that if you submit time on the weekends, you want to make sure this is toggled on so that that data can get distributed throughout the work week, Monday through Friday. If it is not toggled on and you do submit time on the weekends, that data will be lost. Next is timesheet available views. You can determine here which views in your end user's timesheet will be available to submit time through. So going over to the timesheet group view just allows you to group your tasks underneath the project, so kind of nest them into buckets. By period, which is the most common view, shows one timesheet period at a time. Consolidated view allows you to display multiple periods at once, determined by which periods the administrator chooses. And then the All Timesheets tab lets your user see all timesheet periods, their status, and the total time submitted for each. The default view setting allows the administrator to choose which of these tabs the end user should be defaulted to every time they open up their timesheet. Again, the most common view is by period. Next is tasks to show. This allows administrators to choose which task types are available to your end users so they can submit time to them. All means that all tasks, meaning both generic or project level tasks as well as custom tasks, will be available within your end user's timesheet. Project means that only the generic level / project level tasks will be available to submit time to. And task means that only the custom tasks will be available to submit time to. This setting is generally set to all, so you can be sure you are capturing everything for your end users. Next, you can choose from your project list which projects you would like to hide from the timesheets so that your end users cannot submit time against them. Next is the generic task label. This allows you to rename the generic task within timesheets. So you can see here, I have renamed it to project level. This is specific to timesheets only and is not system-wide. Restrict time entry when calendars are applied means that if you use calendars for your resources capacity to block off those holidays, this will mean that in the timesheet, those same days will be grayed out within your end user's experience so they could not submit time on those days. Self-service timesheet flag is an option that will give your timesheet users the ability to add a project to their timesheet and submit time to it, that even though they were not already planned on that project. This is used for projects that may be difficult to forecast, such as an admin time project. What it does is it enables this add assignment button within your end user's timesheet to have the freedom to pull in the projects that this is set up for and the associated tasks and add them to their timesheet so they can submit time to them. To fully enable this, there is some additional configuration needed that I would recommend you search for in the Help Center if you need assistance with that. Next is auto open close behavior. So when this is toggled on, it will allow the settings below to be functional and eliminates the manual work of opening and closing timesheet periods. Period auto open allows you to choose how far in advance you want the period to open based on the determined start date. 0 would mean on the start date, and it goes up to 59 days before the period open date. Period auto closes means how soon after the period end date do you want the timesheet period to close. Moving on to the Unit Settings tab within Timesheet Settings, let's go through these. Week start just means it is the day the period, your timesheet period starts, which weekday. Non-working days allows you to gray out on the timesheet the days the users cannot submit time. Typically, this is Saturday and Sunday. Dominant unit will be the starred unit on the timesheet that you want your users to submit time in. Active units determines which units and methods of entering time do you want to appear as options on your users' timesheets. I only have time and FTE selected, so those are the units of time I am seeing in my end user's timesheet. Moving on to the Grid Options tab, these options are all relating to what appears when an end user clicks on the Options button within their timesheet. The first one, allow timesheet users to see period view. When this is toggled on, it means that if an end user clicks options here, they can toggle on by period, which rolls up the days of the week to one area to submit time into. The next setting down is the same exact setting, but in this case for the timesheet approvers to have that option as well when they are viewing submitted timesheets. The next one, allow timesheet users to view planned allocations. What this means is if a timesheet user selects that options button, they can toggle on planned allocations. This allows them to see what was planned for their time on this particular assignment, and then they can submit their actuals beneath. Allow timesheet approver to view planned allocations is the same exact setting, but in this case for the timesheet approvers, when they are viewing submitted timesheets, they can also pull in planned allocations as well. Finally, show resource request status. When this is toggled on, and if you are using resource requests in your environment, you can turn this on to show the status icons next to assignments, so you have a visual indicator of the history of that assignment. This also means when you click on options, you can filter as a timesheet user by those resource request statuses as well. Moving on to the project details tab, let's go through these. The first one, show project attributes. When this is toggled on, it allows timesheet users to click on the ellipses next to any assignment and click on project attributes. These will be read-only project attributes that are defined by what the administrator chooses to show here. The next setting down is where the administrator can choose which project attributes should appear when a timesheet user selects project attributes from the ellipses next to an assignment. You can select the drop-down menu to see all of your available project attributes and select which ones would be appropriate for your end users to see. The next setting, assignment attributes, allows administrators to choose which assignment attributes you want to be seen in the timesheet that your end users can pull in as columns to their timesheet and actually edit these values. Finally, project preview, when this is toggled on, it allows your users to see a read-only state of the project on the timesheet, meaning they can click the ellipses next to a project assignment and click on project preview to be taken to a new tab where they can see a read-only state of those allocations. Moving on to the reminders and approvals tab of timesheet settings, let's walk through these. The first one, unsubmitted timesheet notification in days. This determines how many days before or after the timesheet period closes do you want a notification to go out to a timesheet users that are subscribed to not submitted timesheets. This timesheet notifications process is discussed in another video if you'd like to check that one out. Next is project owner approval. This setting enables a project owner approval process as an additional approval layer for your timesheets. If you'd like more information on how to configure that, I would recommend checking out the Help Center. Next is auto approve for resources. So this is where you can choose which resources you want to automatically approve timesheets for and who do not need timesheet approver sign off. Finally is allow assignment requests for projects. This would allow timesheet users to make requests to have planned allocations added to their timesheets. You will define here which projects can allow for that behavior, and it enables in your end user's timesheet this new assignment request button. These requests will go through a resource request process. And once they are approved, they will be added to your end user's timesheet so they can submit time against them. Moving on to the Requirements tab, let's walk through these settings. You have two settings here for maximum hours per day and maximum hours per timesheet, as well as minimum hours per day and minimum hours per timesheet. These will be automatically populated for you, but you can customize these to choose the maximum number of hours per day or per timesheet you want your users to submit, and then the minimum per day and per timesheet. If a timesheet user enters something above or below the threshold, the timesheet will flag that and not let them submit it until it's been adjusted. The final setting is mandatory notes for projects. Here, administrators can choose which projects you want to require users to submit a note for before they submit their timesheet. These notes will be submitted by clicking the Notes option, by clicking the ellipses next to an assignment, and the Tempus will not allow timesheets to be submitted without a note for that particular project. Moving on to the final settings tab, heat map. This is where you can identify the thresholds and the colors associated with them that you want to show when you are looking at the timesheet audit report. The timesheet audit report is a system report that can be found in the report management tile on your home screen. This wraps up how to configure your timesheets in Tempus resource. I would highly encourage you to take a look at the Help Center sections on these settings as well for an additional resource. Thanks and have a great day.